My current supervisor of my internship wrote a recommendation letter for me, and she said that Avery struck the perfect note of mentor and instructor as she moved the child forward in the treatment sessions. And this is a good indication of how I will treat the job that I'm applying for. I'm applying for the sensory motor coach of Brain Balance Achievement Center, and I think I would be an exceptional hire for the position. I have over 240 hours of experience with the targeted population at Brain Balance, and I've researched what makes a good sensory motor coach, and I have overviewed the Brain Balance website in great detail. I will be going over my academic qualifications, my non-professional and my professional experience, and a key quality that a sensory motor coach must have and how I possess it. First, let's look at my schooling and my experience that's non-professional. My academic area of study and non-professional experience is very important when considering me for the position because it relates directly to it. At the end of the month, I'll be graduating Western Michigan University with a Bachelor's of Science degree, and my major is Interdisciplinary Health Services, and my minor is a concentration in occupational therapy. With my minor and major, it has allowed me to take classes that are geared towards the growth, aging, and development of individuals with delays and disabilities and the treatments of them. My non-professional experience is actually lifelong experience with my brother. He has cerebral palsy, he's nonverbal, he's wheelchair bound, and he has poor motor control. And all of his friends that go along with it, they're also disabled. They have different cognitively developed problems. They range in their verbal abilities and their motor abilities. In dealing with that, this has helped me adapt to the new technology which goes along helping them with their everyday lives, and that correlates directly with Brain Balance because I know in Brain Balance we use a lot of technologies. It's also helped me interact with a lot of cognitively impaired people and different ranges of them with age as well. It's helped me gain patience and understanding speech recognition, both verbal and nonverbal. Along with my non-professional experience and my academic qualifications, my professional experience is very important to take into consideration. My professional experience was mostly gained through my internship, where I have over 240 hours, like I previously said, with the target population that Brain Balance has. There's a lot of experiences in those 240 hours, but I'm just going to highlight two of them which I think set me apart from other applicants. Since my internship started, I've worked with a 4-year-old girl who has severe mental health challenges, and I've worked with her one-on-one. In doing so, I've had to tailor different treatments and different curriculums to meet her specific needs for her to move forward with her fine motor skills. This correlates directly with Brain Balance because I know Brain Balance believes in treating the individual, and they tailor each treatment to that individual so they can succeed. I've also gained the experience of emergency response experience, and I think that one's not too common, but fortunately with this awesome weather we've been having some bad weather that goes along with it. During my internship, there was that one day in March where everyone had the tornado warning and sirens went off, and my internship had a full client load at that point. We had to take all the families and children into the designated safety room and try and keep them calm and engaged during this stressful time. I had to keep a professional appearance, and while not, seeming worried or anything, while still being problem sensitive. I think this is really important because I think a lot of graduates right out of college don't get that experience of emergency response. Professional experience, my academic experience, and my non-professional experience have made me capable to fulfill the job requirements of a sensory motor coach. I'm going to highlight one thing that I think is exceptionally important, that is a quality that a sensory motor coach must obtain. I'll be seeing clients, if I get the job of sensory motor coach, 1 or 3 times a week for 1 hour. In doing so, it's very important to keep good relationships with those clients to keep them moving forward. Listed in the summary report from OTs on ONET Online, work activities and qualities that OTs or related workers, like the sensory motor coach, should possess. One of these listed was establishing and maintaining interpersonal relationships. The summary report for occupational therapies on ONET Online discussed this as developing constructive and cooperative working relationships with others and maintaining them over time. My internship now, I was required to work with one client for 1 hour every single week. And in this, I had to maintain a productive and supportive relationship with them. Again, in my letter of recommendation that my current supervisor wrote, Karen Galloway stated, Avery has an excellent communication skills. Her pleasant manner and voice quickly put the children and families at ease, thus establishing a rapport from which to build therapeutic relationships. I think this statement adequately proves that I am able to gain those relationships and keep them to keep the child moving forward and to keep him with his abilities. I want to start wrapping up by something I saw on the Brain Balance website that caught my attention. Melillo and Fowler, the founders of Brain Balance, stated on their website that Brain Balance is brain-based and not drug-based. They also said that Brain Balance subscribes to the theory that the brain can be changed, something that was thought impossible at one time. Child's problems aren't permanent, and the situation isn't hopeless. I strongly agree with this because it hits home with me and my brother. All the doctors that we saw when he was little kept telling us it's hopeless and the situation is permanent, but through therapy, we've been able to progress him through cognitive and motor abilities. I went over my schooling, my professional and my non-professional qualifications, and the quality of an OT that I have, that in higher hopes that you'll consider me for this position. In conclusion, I wanted to highlight something I read in Cohn's article. The article was called Parent Perspectives of Occupational Therapy Using Sensory Integrated Approach in 2001. There was 8 studies done in this article that were between 1984 and 1999, and they all shown that sensory integration approaches are effective in increasing a child's motor, sensory processing, and academic skills, and that was in the American Journal of Occupational Therapy. I believe in this, and I think that Brain Balance is doing an effective, approved, proven approach to treatment for children, and I would love to be a part of it.